Hey Queens, what's up? What's up? It's your girl Natalie here, back with another episode of Empower Her. Today we're tackling a topic that's incredibly important but often misunderstood. Autism and mental health challenges, and how families are affected when they are not aware of the diagnosis. So grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's get right into it. Now let's get real. Autism spectrum disorder, ASD, is a complex condition, and its mental health challenges can be significant. But what happens when a family isn't aware that their loved one is on the spectrum? Especially in cases of level 1 autism, which can sometimes go unnoticed. First things first, let's talk about what autism spectrum disorder is. Autism affects how a person thinks, learns, and interacts with others. Autism, also known as level 1 high-functioning autism, can be particularly tricky because their signs are often subtle. It's like having an invisible struggle that others can't see, but it's very real. People with level 1 autism might face mental health challenges like anxiety, depression, and social difficulties. These challenges can stem from the constant effort to fit in and meet social expectations, which can be exhausting and overwhelming. So, what causes autism? Good question. While the exact cause of autism is still not fully understood, research suggests that it's likely a combination of genetic and environmental factors. Studies have shown that genetics play a significant role, with certain genes being associated with the disorder.
Wow.
Environmental factors during prenatal development, such as advanced parental age, low birth weight, or exposure to certain substances, might also contribute. It's important to note that vaccines do not cause autism. This has been thoroughly debunked by extensive research. The focus now is on understanding the complex interplay of genetics and environmental factors to better support those with autism. So now we're going to talk about the impact on families when the diagnosis is unknown. And I know all about this. I have a 30-year-old who, in his 30s, just in the last couple years, diagnosed with level 1 high-functioning autism.
Wow.
So let's talk about the impact. When families aren't aware of the diagnosis, it's like trying to solve a puzzle without knowing what the picture is supposed to look like. Families might notice that something is different, but you can't quite put your finger on it. This can lead to misunderstandings, frustration, and even conflict. Been there, done that. Parents might think their child is being difficult on purpose, or that they're just shy or awkward. Siblings might feel neglected or confused about why their brother or sister acts differently. The person with autism might feel isolated, misunderstood, and stressed, which can worsen their mental health. You can see how everyone's mental health can be affected by all this. So we're going to talk about recognizing the signs of level 1 autism. How can we recognize the signs? Here are a few things to look out for. Social changes like difficulty making friends, understanding social cues, or participating in group activities. They might prefer to play alone or have trouble engaging in typical back and forth conversations. Communication differences can occur, so trouble with back and forth conversations and taking things literally, or unusual speech patterns. They might have a unique way of speaking or use advanced vocabulary for their age. So the next thing to look out for are behavioral patterns. Repetitive behaviors like intense interest in specific topics or the need for routine and predictability. They might get extremely upset with changes in their routine or have highly focused interests that seem unusual in intensity or focus. Listen, my 30-year-old, when he was 2, had an intense interest in football. It started at 2, and he would get up. I don't know if it was the music, probably the repetitive music of ESPN. You know that song. Da-na-na, da-na-na. Yep. He had an intense focus to get up every morning and watch the replays on ESPN football. With that said, if you notice these signs, it's important to seek professional evaluation early, because early diagnosis can make a huge difference in managing mental health challenges and providing the right support. And I have to say that as you get older, getting the right support gets harder. Now let's talk about the additional challenges faced by minority communities in getting diagnosis. It's like trying to climb a mountain with extra weight on your back. No joke. Cultural stigma, lack of access to healthcare, and language barriers can all play a role in many Latino, Haitian, and Black communities. There's a lack of awareness and understanding about autism. This can lead to delayed diagnosis and a lack of support. Now, in my case with my 30-year-old, there was a delayed diagnosis because we didn't know a lot about it. Another important note about autism is that it can be genetic. So when you have a child that's autistic, right? We mentioned genetics earlier. There's a likelihood that either the parents, one of the parents, or both parents could be autistic, or it comes from a generation before. So that's an important note, because if your child is autistic, it might be a good idea to get tested yourself. Along with delayed diagnosis and lack of support, healthcare providers might not always recognize the signs of autism in children of color due to biases and lack of cultural competence. This can lead to misdiagnosis or misdiagnosis altogether, leaving families without the resources they need. Here are some resources to help families navigate autism and mental health challenges. First, Autism Speaks. Autism Speaks provides resources and supports for individuals with autism and their families. The Autism Society offers information, support, and advocacy for the autism community. Autistic Self-Advocacy Network, run by and for autistic individuals, focuses on advocacy and support. Looking for local support groups is also very important, because connecting with other families facing similar challenges can provide valuable support and advice. For our communities, culturally specific resources can make a big difference. Look for organizations that understand and respect your cultural background, such as Haitian American Community Coalition. They provide mental health resources and support for the Haitian community. Therapy for Latinx connects teen Latinx individuals with culturally competent therapists. National Queer and Trans Therapists of Color Network offers resources and support for the LGBTQ people of color. Personal empowerment and awareness is so important. Ultimately, awareness and understanding are key to supporting our loved ones with autism. By recognizing the signs and seeking help, we can reduce the mental health challenges they face and create a more inclusive and compassionate world. All right, my beautiful queens, I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, you know what to do. Hit the like button, drop a comment, share your thoughts or experiences, and don't forget to subscribe to stay connected.